See
Right. Yes.
on time.
I can see you. I
Sorry.
can hear you.
I know. Sorry for that, but yeah, finally we got in.
Yes, yes, of course. Sometimes technology does take us for a toss, but we figure it out. No worries. So, hello everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday. And a quick introduction of all our speakers before we move on. So, I'll give a brief introduction, and as they will speak about their experience, you will get to know them much better. So, Nirja here has, more than 30 years of experience, and she has been twice named the top 100 thought leaders by Thinker 360. She's a TEDx speaker, and she has been speaking on global platforms and conferences by NASCOM, CII, TIE. And she's a very seasoned networker with a passion to train aspiring women leaders. So we can definitely take a lot of advice from her today. We are going to ask her for those golden nuggets. And another speaker we have today is Deepti. Deepti is a senior director analytics. She has more than 18 years of experience in analytics, project, and delivery management. And she has expertise in exhibiting strong leadership while handling large teams. And she is also very passionate about mentoring women leaders. Another speaker we have today is Snehata. She is a CHRO with more than 16 years of experience in leading strategic HR initiatives and driving organizational success. She is also passionate about mentoring aspiring leaders. And today she's also going to share the other side of the table stories with us. So when you keep wondering what is the HR thinking, she'll tell us that now. And another very interesting leader we have today is Prerna Sharma. She's head of prototyping and cloud engineering at Amazon Web Services. She has more than 15 years of experience working globally. And she's also very, very passionate about mentoring teams, aspiring women leaders. And she herself is a mentor to a lot of employees in her organization. And she will share those tips how to be more visible, how to get heard in organizations. Hina Arora today is going to share with us her expertise in career branding. She's an engineering manager and a career branding coach. And she has a huge LinkedIn community. A lot of you know her from LinkedIn as well. She has more than 250K LinkedIn followers. So she is going to give some very, very interesting insights on how we can use LinkedIn to leverage our career growth and visibility. And me, your host, Ritu Saraswat, some of you know me already. I am also a corporate leader turned leadership coach. And I have been working in this field for the last 15 years, working with aspiring and ambitious women, CXOs, CAs, doctors, lawyers, corporate employees, and entrepreneurs to help them change their mindset and achieve unlimited success. So let us get started. I'll not take the stage anymore and I'll get all the speakers to speak. First question, because based on hundreds of women I have been speaking to in the last 1 year, what I have understood is the main things which people want in their career is visibility and credibility, and they feel that is very, very important for their career growth. So I will ask my speakers to share their experience with building credibility and visibility in their career. We'll start with Snehata. Snehata, would you like to share your experience in this space?
Yes, of course. So, good morning, everyone. Okay, and nice to have this platform, Ritu. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to share the knowledge what I have gathered in the HR domain and overall. So, visibility, credibility. Everyone is, aspiring for that. And without this, definitely all other efforts are, negated. However, you put the efforts, but if this is not there, it's not seen. I would like to say here that it is an everyday game. It is not, only in one day you have your visibility or credibility. In only one presentation you create it. No, it is every day. You have to put up your A game every day. So the first thing, as a woman, we generally like maybe the upbringing or the way we have been born and brought up. Only when the presentation is there, I'm, going in a presentable manner. I'm preparing myself. I will be more energetic on that day. But the other 30 days, other 29 days, I'm like this. It doesn't work that way. Believe me, everyone is watching. You are being observed every day. And I would say not observed, but the perception you create is everyday effort. It is not just in one day. So if you want to increase your visibility and your credibility, visibility, I'll talk about visibility first, because जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, right? So how do I see you every day? How do I see, for example, Shipra every day? How do I see Shushmita every day? If the moment I take their name, how does the perception come? A smiling face or a cribbing face or a complaining face? How is it coming? So first in your mind, think what you want to, create your perception as. And accordingly, you're gonna work on it every day. No matter what, if you have a meeting, you do not have a meeting, you're going to sit in a closed cubicle. Yes, still. Because you never know. Opportunity will strike anytime. Always have that in mind. That is how the visibility you are gonna do. Okay. And when I say your A game, it is like your confidence, your dressing, your courage to, take the work. Second, we come on credibility. Your credibility is based on your skills, technical skills. The project or the task which has been given to you, you have to take the onus. Don't create boundaries there. This is my only job. I'll do only this. I was not responsible for this. He or she was responsible. Chuck off those statements from your list. The day you need, if you want credibility, the management should think, oh, if I give this task to Dhara, she's gonna do it. I will never hear that, अरे वो उसका काम था. I was not aware I was supposed to do. No, 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 no. A big no. This is how you create credibility. So two things. One is your visibility is everyday effort. Credibility is how you take the onus. I'm not asking you to do others' job, but make sure the others are doing their job. Right? So don't get into it कि सब काम मुझे ही करना है. नहीं. मेरा जो काम है वो मुझे करना है. Whatever whoever else work is, at least follow properly. Is it happening? Where are we? The leadership comes like that. Title will come later, but the actual leadership quality will grow like this. Fair?
Awesome.
Second, going, as I said, you're being observed or you're being watched. Now, you have to see if you have to build that credibility. Is your work speaking to the right person? Who is the powerhouse in your organization? Who are the one in the power department? And if it is not reaching out there, you have to make effort, monthly report or do something that their email has your work done. You have to see your work is being reached to the right person. Sometimes it is not about no one is seeing. Sometimes they don't have enough time to see everyone at the same time. So you have to make yourself visible. So you're going to work on your visibility and credibility. You're going to talk with your reports, right? This is how you're gonna do it. And very important, there are so many, open ground platform for everyone. Everyone is playing. We have limited time. Let's be very honest. As a woman, we have responsibility of office, personal life, our own health, everything. Do we have really that much of liberty to waste time in, trying, doing R&D and then, coming back on the right track? No. Here, a person with experience will help you. So find your ideal, find your, I would say, mentor, follow them so that you save some time. Someone else's mistake is our gain, right? Why we have to do same mistake? Learn from it. They have already done it, na? So just take it from them and then move forward. So we save some time and use it for some other thing. So this I would like to, start with Ritu.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And it made perfect sense. So you have to own your work, you have to own your title, and you have to show up every day. It's not a one-day job. So that's
True.
that's a very key insight and very implementable. So start thinking about how you can implement from day one. Nirja, your thoughts on the same topic. How have you built credibility and visibility in your career?
Yeah.
Thank you. And that was a fantastic start. Thank you, Snehata. I think she set the stage. So we just need to I'm just going to add with some stories because I'm a huge storyteller. Those of you who heard me, right? Part of my introduction, which may not have come through, is that I have 25 years of experience in technology. So I was in the corporate space, like many of us, and then moved out to do what I'm doing today. So way back in my corporate career, and I was already introduced as 30 years, matlab I'm really ancient. So way back in my corporate career, in the early leadership years, I think this was the first team lead role, right? That we graduate to from an individual contributor. So in this business unit that I was working, the BU head, he didn't necessarily think that the team lead needs to be the technology expert or the domain expert, right? He felt leadership is a different game. And hence, he liked to move the team leads around. So it really didn't matter, he would move me to a technology team where I had no clue of the technology, maybe no clue of the domain, but, I was the team lead. So this exercise was happening, and during one of the org restructures, and we are all very familiar with org restructures, right? He moved me out of the business unit itself. Okay. And in large organizations, business units are like mini organizations. So you really feel out of, the water, and you were so affiliated to, one BU that you don't want to move to the other BU. So I was very upset when he did this because I was handling two teams. One was like my baby because I had built it from scratch. It was a 24/7 production support team. Those of you in technology will understand what is production support. And those who are not in technology know that, you can always call 1-800 number or something if something is not working. And this is 24/7. I'm talking about an era where we didn't have work from home. So we had this team working from the office 24/7 on shifts. It was the first time we had done anything in India like this. And it had its own challenges. I had challenges from stakeholders, convincing internal, external stakeholders, customers, and the team members also. Like, I used to get messages, emails from some of the team members because I wouldn't work the night shift. And bahut machhar hai. In the night, there are a lot of mosquitoes. You can't even imagine the kind of challenges we were facing. And I built this team, okay? So obviously, I felt really, really hurt when he just moved me out and said, you are in another BU. The other team that I was having was a smaller team, a 3-member team. They had just come under me because their team lead had moved out. So, they didn't want to appoint a dedicated team lead. So it was like, okay, just take care of this. So this big boss moved me out with this 3-member team to another BU and kept the other team in this BU itself. And the reason given was, they always give good reasons, and maybe that was the right reason, but then I didn't really believe it. He said that other business unit lacks leadership skills, right? They don't have too many leaders. So I thought you would be better off there because you will contribute and you will grow. But this made me think, what is it that I should have in me so that people don't just move me around like this whenever they feel like? I want to be in a space where people seek me out. Ki Nirja chahiye, Nirja is required. We can't have her move. Okay. So this needed a lot of deep reflection, which I did. And I said, okay, I don't want to be the technology expert, right? Okay, if you're the technology expert, then they won't just move you up. I didn't want to be the domain expert also. Like I was working for a bank, so technology for a bank. So I didn't want to be a domain expert. I understood technology at a high level. I understood the domain at a high level, but I didn't want to go deep into it. So then what was it that I wanted to be an expert on? And I realized I wanted to be a process expert. Okay, which meant that I really need to understand the ins and out of how do you run programs and projects, etc. So I made a very, very risky move. I moved into the QA team, the quality assurance team. QA as in not testing, but the processes, the metrics, all of that, which is not really, kind of something that somebody from project delivery will move into QA. It's like a support function. But it was for 6 months. I said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to learn the ins and outs of it so that tomorrow, if somebody wants a project manager, they'll say, this is Nirja. We need Nirja in here, right? So after 6 months, I came back and then, in another business unit, I picked up a delivery role. And I was doing it for a year or so. And there was this very senior leader who came to me after a year and he said, Now, these were his very words. He said, how do I woo Nirja Ganesh to join my team for an opportunity? And I said, yeah, ho gaya. From a time when people were moving me around to someone wanting me in his team, and he's asking, how do I get you? Tell me, what will it take for you to join my team, right? So this is the visibility that, I had kind of created. Also the credibility. So the credibility comes from your skill sets, as Snehalata very, very rightly said. But who knows that you are the skilled person? If you know that's not good enough, you can't be, of course, you got to talk to the whole world. I am, I am, I am. But then decisions are made in rooms where you don't sit. Hence, your visibility needs to be there with everyone. And what you do for creating that visibility, I'm sure we're going to talk more today, but that's my, starting point.
Wow, that was some story. And I just love the word that I wanted to be seeked out and not just placed anywhere. And that is a very, very powerful statement and something I will take with me from this talk. And I hope all of you will also. So now my next speaker, Prerna, I would like to hear from you. How has your experience been with building credibility and visibility in your career?
Hi everyone. So I'll first start with a bit of apology, which is slightly under the weather, so my voice is not that great, and I'm on high dosage of Torix, so I cannot be held responsible for anything controversial, I might say. All right. With that, I'll just repackage some of the points which have been said by Nija and Snelata before, and then add something of my own. So, in my opinion, the credibility and visibility piece is a flywheel. So, anybody who is familiar with Amazon, they would know that at Amazon, everything starts with a flywheel, which is how do we ensure that a motion keeps in a specific momentum. So, when we say that we need to build credibility and we need to build visibility, they sort of go hand in hand. In various cases, or at least to start with, visibility will come first, then you will get an opportunity, you deliver on it, which builds your credibility. So in a simple sentence, for me the thumb rule is saying what you do and doing what you say. It is as simple as that. And I would say that a lot of folks over here possibly have more experience than me. In the last 15 years, I'm fairly close to, I think I've hit leadership just 5 years back. Yeah. So many of these challenges are fairly fresh in my mind, and I face them on a daily basis, even, even as I interact with my team, my leadership. So, but at the end of the day, uh, being present when an opportunity strikes at your door, which is
The internet stuck, I think. Let's just give a minute. So yeah, I'll just recap the points that Prerna was just making, that being present, being there when the opportunity comes. You don't start acting when it has arrived. You are already ready. You are in the right place. You are already visible. So people know that this opportunity can be given. And I love the flow chart that she gave, that be visible, opportunity arrives, you perform, and then that builds your credibility. And that is the loop which keeps going on. I think she's joining back. So in the meantime, let's move to the next speaker, Hina. You can share your, experience with building credibility and visibility in your career, and I'll just try to contact Prerna in the meantime.
Sure.
Yes, Hina, welcome.
First of all, thank you, Ritu, for the lovely introduction which you have given. And thank you, Nija. I got very inspired with your story. And yeah, thank you, Snehalata. The things which you have mentioned about the credibility and how to showcase yourself within the organization is the perfect, right? So I'll start with my story, that what happened and what I usually, share with my mentees or friends, that if you want to go above the ladder, right, you have to first showcase, you have to first perform what you want to do, right? Let's say today I'm an engineering manager and I want to become a senior engineering manager. I won't get senior engineering manager profile first and then I will start doing the work. First, I have to start doing the work. Then I have to showcase that this is what I am capable of. And then I will get that ladder, right? Then I will be on that part. So I think how you can, go, or how you can do that. So I think gaining a deep expertise in my field has helped me a lot to create the foundation of credibility, right? Let's say if I am not having a very good knowledge of XYZ thing and I'm leading a team of XYZ people, and if they get stuck over there, they might look for some other leader, they might look for some other managers, and they will go to them, right? So first of all, we should have a expertise whatever the project we are working on. And I think that has helped me a lot, because I think I have gained so much knowledge as a horizontal as well as vertical knowledge. I have been worked on a different systems, different technologies, right? And people were ready to give me new responsibilities because they knew that uh, this lady, this girl will be able to crack it, because she will go into the deeper expertise. She will not be the one who will be on the layer and talking more about it. So I think, yeah, having a deeper conversation is one thing. Then staying updated, right? Everybody is talking about the gen AI, use AI. And let's say if we ignore these words today, just thinking okay, okay, it's might be a just buzzword, and tomorrow there will be no AI and all, then this is the most bad mistake, I would say, that we are doing with ourselves, right? If we know that tomorrow will be an AI, or I would say today is an AI, right? So start upgrading yourself with industry trends, and continuously improve the skills that will help you to stand out. If I just give an example of a project manager, I was just scrolling on one of the YouTube video, and now there's a new term called AI project manager or AI product manager. This has been introduced. They are doing the same work, but with the leverage of AI. They are either building AI or they are using the tools like AI, and that has a different whole. Even Netflix was giving a good package uh, for just hiring AI product managers, not the product managers. So yeah, I think that the second thing is, if you continuously improve yourself and go with the trend, it will eventually help you to create a better credibility. Uh, the second thing I would say that result speaks more than you, right? So if you will say okay, मैं ये कर लूंगा, मैं ये कर लूंगा, मुझे आता है, that will not work. You have to deliver it. You have to showcase in the numbers, in the result, in the impact which you have been creating. That will actually help you to again create a good credibility. And as Snehalata said, it's not a work of day or two, right? That you have to keep doing. It's a daily process. So you have to keep learning daily. You have to keep showcasing yourself daily. You have to deliver results daily, right? When I say daily, that doesn't mean that you have to deliver every project daily, but yeah, that has to be in a manner that this is what you have done in the last week, this is what you have done in the last month, right? That has to be delivered in a impactful manner. Third thing I would say, that build a strong professional relationship. As a woman, I feel that where we are majorly lacking is we don't build that relationship because we don't get that opportunity. I have seen that even in my organization, most of the leaders are men, and very few are like 10% women and 90% are men, right? And this has been like, I have seen this from whole like my 10 years of journey, right? In every leadership there will be more of a men. So they know how to create their strong professional relationship, maybe just going out and having a sutta together, and there they actually build a strong professional relationship. And as a woman, we usually feel, and I'm not saying that go and have secret with them, but I would say that network with each people, each person, in the leadership. There was a time when everybody was, working from home, and they were not able to do the networking, right, within the organization. But I think now everybody has started working offline. We have started visiting the office, try to build a relationship, try to do networking as much as you can with your manager and their manager as well, right? Yeah, I think these are the 3 points which we have to, do to create a good credibility and then showcase ourselves. And this is like a consistent process. So yeah, I think that's all from my end on this, Ritu.
Thank you, Hina, and very, very valid point. And like the topic of today's session is career opportunities 2025 and beyond. So we have to be prepared for the future. And Hina very rightly pointed out that you have to stay on top of the trends, and you have to learn quickly, and you have to unlearn quickly and relearn quickly. And that is a key takeaway all of us can take from here. I think Prerna is back. Prerna, would you
Yeah.
like to?
Yeah, I'm sorry, there was a power cut here. Yeah, so I think the first point that I was talking about is that flywheel between credibility and visibility, which is saying what you do and doing what you say. But what I was going to touch upon was that what's the challenge here? It's simple enough. We hear it oftentimes. Where exactly is the problem? Why are we not able to do it? I think, in my observation, there are a couple of points, and this has come from my own journey and also from the people I speak and work with. Uh, there's a healthy tension between humility and visibility. We, especially in this culture, which is, the Southeast Asian culture, and I include, so I've worked in Europe, I've worked in Nemer, and now I'm here in APJ, and I see such a stark difference between how people perceive their own work. Yeah. So every time I ask an individual to, why don't you go and talk about something that you have done, which is, the latest in tech. I work in a prototyping team, or I lead a prototyping team, and we are working on cutting edge technology. Um, they are always a bit hesitant that, should I be talking about it? Am I the first one who has done it? There might be 10 other people who have done the same thing. And I tell them that it doesn't matter. Do I have something which is worth for other people to know? And I tell them that it doesn't matter. There may be 100 people who know more than you, and there may be 500 who don't know what you know. It's it's a simple act of recognizing that you may know more than others, and it does not make you a know-it-all. Getting into that mind space where you are able to comfortably talk about your own work is not bragging. It's stating the facts. I know this. This is how it works. This is what I don't know, and I don't know how it works. It's, to me, this whole humility and visibility bit is a challenge, which especially women are not able to navigate very easily. And the only advice I can give you is, it takes courage to break the cultural fitment which has been fed into us for years and years, that you have to be, humility is a good trait. You have to ensure that you're not making others feel uncomfortable, you're not taking a lot of space, all that nonsense. I'm sorry to use the word, but it has to go out of the window. Only then there is a cleansing which happens, and then you are comfortable in your own space. You're saying what you do. The second point is the individual versus team culture, which is it my achievement, or is it the team's achievement? Did I do it, or were there like 6 other people involved with me? I mean, how can I go back to the leadership and say that I did this? And the answer to that is that, if so, I tell this to my team like this, that if we are not able to deliver the results that we have promised at the end of this year, it's my head which is going to roll off, right? So it means that when we get the success that we have promised, it is also my success to celebrate. And it does not mean that you are not a part of it. So when I speak about my successes, I also speak about other people's successes. I tell them that, what, we delivered 50 prototypes last year, out of which 60% were generative AI. ABC people were responsible for it. So many IoT XYZ people were responsible for it. And that's how I call out my own effort which is around managing this team, building a high performance team and delivering with it, and their own individual achievements. So it's not a either or, you can do both. So these were the 2 points on the how do you get into the mental space of calling out your own efforts, making yourself visible for the right opportunities, picking the right opportunities, and once again talking about them.
Awesome. That was amazing and very, very practical tips. And I'm a huge advocate of taking up space. That's a very, very important point which Prerna touched upon. And that is the mindset block, which, like she said, in Southeast Asia and especially women. So women have twice that mindset block than men, where when it comes to taking up space anywhere. Right. And even before this talk started, and me and Nirja were chatting just before this talk, and we were talking about how women are only prioritizing other people's, whether it's their family, whether it's their work, they're prioritizing everyone. Today is a Sunday, and I'm sure all of you would have made lot of negotiations at your end to be able to attend this workshop, to put yourself first. There were 150 people who were in that group who showed interest in attending the workshop today, and I can see only 38 of us are here. So others could not prioritize themselves one way or the other. So somewhere that is also a mindset block we need to become more aware of, and we need to be in groups where it is at least talked about, because when we speak about these things, that's when the change starts. Yeah, and I will invite my next leader, Deepthi, who is a pro at these things, and she will share her pro tips at creating credibility and visibility.
Thanks, Ritu. Not so pro like the other speakers have spoken. I mean, Snehalata, Neeraja, Prerna, Hina, they all stole my words. So I think I still can add, like, what they have already said, and trust me, whatever they have said, 100% works. And that's why they are where they are, right? And maybe let me share the same thing in a different angle with my own experience, what I had gone through, right? So just like Snehalata and others had said, skills is something which is one aspect. And I think Hina and Prerna touch based upon the, and Nirja as well, the networking and people relationship part as well, right? So these are the two things I would speak about. But what I will add is the both aspects, the inside organization and outside organization part of it, right? So coming to skills, right? When I was starting my career, I just thought that having skills, certification, and title is good enough to build credibility, right? And then I realized that, oh, that is something which I just earned, but what did I do is what matters with that, right? What I have earned. So what do you do with your certifications, your skills, your talent is more important than having those skills, right? So that is where I started giving more value to the organization. So within organization, how I do give value is important. So value in terms of time, cost, quality, three aspects. Like time is like, am I able to reduce time cost for my company? Am I giving value through improving quality? So these are the technical aspects I always looked into when I'm giving certain value to my organization, right? So that is one thing within organization. So outside of organization, what value I give through my skills and my earned certifications or courses or whatever skills I have learned, right? So I post it on LinkedIn, I join these kind of network groups, I join other forums where I can share this kind of knowledge, right? And not just keep it with me. So that is also one of the way you can have your credibility increase. So that is one aspect. Now coming to the other aspect of which I call it as people relation 360-degree. Now when you come to within organization, I liked Hina's point where she said that male colleagues, they are very good at that, right? In terms of sutta breaks, they will go, they will talk, and they will have a lot of good relation in terms of that rapport building, right? And women, since when we work in corporate setup, there are many men comparatively to women, right? But that doesn't stop us to build relationship. Now how I build relation is more of what I can do for you, right? What value I can bring to you. Now that within organization, again, two parts. Within organization, I'll build based on, you know, not just my juniors or my peers, my manager, but also my senior leadership, right? So every stage, what I'm offering as a value is more important to me in the organization, right? So that's how I'm building my relationship within organization. Now, how I build relationships outside of organization also, like many may restrict themselves only to like company and all that, right? But building outside relationships is very important. Now I'll just give an example, right? I met Snehalata in one of the conferences when I went to Mumbai, right? I met Neeraja when I did a podcast, right? Now I'm meeting Hina and Prerna. Ritu, I met you when I had you as my coach, right? So that's how I'm building my relationships outside of the organization also. And that is also bringing credibility. How now, Snehalata refers me to certain things. Neeraja refers me to certain other programs. I refer them to certain other programs. Let's get together and then, share this knowledge. And we combinedly, collectively building credibility for us as well as for others also. So I think these are the things I think that had worked for me. So I just shared it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, Deepti, and very, very valid point that we need to increase our network as well. And that is also a part of creating your visibility and credibility. And it's very important, especially for women, because we don't proactively do that. Right? Men are good at it, and this is our skill we need, and we need to create such networks. And one of the main reasons we started this whole journey, and I have been speaking with all these speakers for quite some time, that we need more relatable female leader models, people who are not as far as maybe an Indra Nui, because yes, she is an amazing leader we can all look up to, but her story seems too far and we don't find that we can actually reach there. But we need models like all of the speakers here, whom we can see that okay, maybe there are four steps or five steps ahead of us, and they can tell us those five steps we can take in the next 5 and 10 years, right? So thank you so much for sharing, Dipti. So now let's move on to the next question. And now I'm going to ask very specific questions to each of the leaders here. First question I have for Neeraja. How can women leverage networking and branding to advance their careers? And how are the rules of networking changing in 2025 and beyond? Please.
Thank you for that question. Yeah, I'm known as Networking Nirja. So yeah, there had to be a question on that. Let me start by asking people, what is networking? What is the definition of networking, right? We already in some ways spoke, each of us spoke about it. Networking is all about the value that you can give. Full stop. There is no other definition to networking. We hear many times, oh, what can I get from others? Of course, people say if you network, that's the way to grow in your careers, etc. That is eventually it will happen. But you don't start there. You start with thinking about what is the value that I can give. And and when you flip it like that, I think it becomes so much more easier because each of us can give some value or the other, and a lot more value than we imagine. Okay, and a story. How am I here today in this particular forum? Um, Deepti referred me to Ritu. Deepti already mentioned that, but she referred me to Ritu. But how do I know Deepti? Deepti mentioned that I appeared at her podcast, but how did that happen? And we spoke about, okay, gone are the days when we were only doing Zooms or, virtual meetups. Now there is a possibility of us meeting people in person and networking. I network sitting at home. Okay. And that's how I connected with Deepti. So the story is that I of course, am very much there on LinkedIn. And I think Deepti had posted about her speaking at one of the events, which was very fascinating. I can't remember that particular platform that she was speaking at. So when I saw that, I went and looked at the platform. They have many chapters, across the country. So what I did was I congratulated Deepti. I was not connected with her. I sent her a request. She accepted it. And why will people accept your request? When you have a good profile. So let's start there. So build up your profile. And of course, don't make cold requests. You can always say something nice. People will accept your request. But she did accept my request. And the first thing I did was I congratulated her on the opportunity that she has to be able to speak on that platform. Okay, so you make it about the other person. It's not about you. Did want to know more about that platform, but that's a follow-up question. I don't go and say, hey, tell me about the platform. I congratulate her and then say, hey, I would like to know more about this platform. So what she did with it was she connected me with maybe the host or the organizer, chairperson of that, and said, maybe she can give you more details about this. And I said, sure. And I've connected with her, and that's another conversation. But after this, what I see is Deepthi invites me to her podcast. She Thrives Weekend Chats, the podcast that she's been running. And why will she invite me? She doesn't know me from anywhere, right? But also because she sees my profile, I think, and Deepthi, you can, say why you invited me, and she feels I can add value. So, what is the value that we can add? We can add value in many ways to many people, but this is a very simplistic one in terms of adding value within the organization. There are many, many things that you could do. Adding value outside the organization. This is one story and an example. And hence, I appeared on her podcast. And then we have stayed connected. So you can't forget the person after that, right? मैंने उसको दिया उसने मुझे दिया and forget. No, it's not that. You stay connected. You stay connected on LinkedIn. You stay connected on WhatsApp and whatever other means you have. And as Deepthi said, I may have informed her about some opportunities, some other conferences or something else, and she would have done the same. And then when this particular opportunity to be on Ritu's session today came up, she referred me, she recommended me, and here I am. So I have a mantra, okay, and this year has been, from the day one to the last, I'm sure every talk that I'm going to be doing is going to be around this mantra, which is treat every interaction as an opportunity. You don't know what opportunities will come by. And that's why I think it was Snehalata who said, be presentable anywhere, anytime. You don't know what's going to come out of that. Okay. So any conversation, be it on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on the road that you're having with somebody can create an opportunity. So you can network anywhere. Yes, for those of us who are starting, maybe we are more comfortable when we meet someone. That is definitely something to be done. Here today, we have 39 people. How many of you are going to connect with these 39 people? And there are 150 people sitting on that WhatsApp group. Just sitting on a group doesn't help. Just sitting on LinkedIn doesn't help. Do a one-on-one connect. Introduce yourselves. Best way to introduce is your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have it well done, please go and work on that. It is very, very important. That's your elevator and your elevator pitch to the external world today in the digital space. Yeah. Okay. I also want to talk about the Sutta break. And now I'm going to narrate a story from my daughter who's 23 years old. And she tells me, Ma, you're really ancient. Your stories are really, really old, doesn't sell today. But yeah, some of it will sell today. It will sell every time. But let me narrate her story for those of you who are much more younger. She's been working for a year in a corporate, she's a data analyst, but of course she does many other things. Those of you who may follow me will definitely come across her stories on networking. So she works in an organization which is about 600 people. I think she knows at least 300, 400 people of them, 1 year in the organization. And the entire organization knows her. And this is what she tells me. So you can network by just going to a different pantry. Don't always go to the same pantry with the same set of friends at the same time. Go at least once a week to a different pantry if your office has, different floors or, two pantries. At a different time, you meet different people. Lunch queues, snack queues, you have people standing in front of you, start a conversation. But on this, so and so many companies have these game zones, right? Table tennis and carom and chess. So she says she loves to play chess and carom. She'll do that. And she says, she can't play foosball. For those of you who understand foosball. But she says, I go and stand there because the people who come to play foosball will not come to play chess. So how do I connect with those people? And I thought, brilliant for a 23-year-old, right? And on the Sutta break, she says once a week she would go and stand in that smoking zone. She doesn't smoke, but she says, I'll stand a little away because the ones who go to smoke will never come to any of these playing games. Okay, now passive smoking is bad for health. But now I asked her after a year, I said, you still do that? She said, no, I had to do it 2 or 3 months, ma. After that, they find me where I am. So here are your nuggets on networking within and outside and sitting at home. Doesn't matter if you're doing a virtual call. Doesn't matter if you are on WhatsApp. One-on-one connect always, always helps. Okay. And I also want to kind of leave this with a bit of statement. What are you going to do after today's session? I hope you can take some action. But the one of the actions should be connecting with your attendees, connecting with your speakers. We don't bite. We will definitely accept your invites as long as you put one line saying that I heard you here and I would like to stay connected with you. And your thought leadership on LinkedIn is very, very important. I am sure there are others who are going to speak about that, but I'll just make a mention. What is the content that you put on LinkedIn is also very important. Maybe put out a post about this session and tag the people. You're kind of just elevating your presence and helping the rest of the world know that here are so many people, such opportunities exist for them also to attend and learn and grow. So that's a start, and keep doing that every day of your life.
Awesome. I thought that less than 5 minutes, that was a masterclass, Vanija.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take hours to tell this Gyan, you got it right now in less than 5 minutes. Even if you take one step from there, for this year, you are good.
Thank you so much, Ritu.
Thank you, Nirja. So I'll move on to Hina now, and we would love to hear from Hina. How can women professionals leverage LinkedIn specifically, because you are an expert at LinkedIn, much more than all of us present here. So please do share how we can use LinkedIn.
Sure, Ritu. But first of all, Nirja, again, thank you. As Ritu said, it was a master class. I have actually noted few points from those 5 minutes. So it was amazing.
A little bit of credit I'll give to my daughter.
Awesome. Okay, so I think most of the people think LinkedIn is just a platform for submitting your resume and just going and looking for the job like any other platform like Naukri or Indeed. But I would say it's much, much, much more than that. It's a powerful platform for career growth, obviously, but it's more of a networking platform. It's more of a personal brand building platform, right? Women is professionals, they can actually use it strategically to stand out and build and build credibility and attract more opportunity. So I would say there's one harsh truth. Even if we give our 100% in our current organization, we can, it's again, very harsh कि कोई भी laid off हो सकता है. Even we are showcasing ourselves, we are giving 100%, we are showing all the visibility. Still, you can, get laid off any day without giving a reason. They will ask you, you don't have to come from tomorrow. Then the network which you have created outside the corporate world or outside your organization will actually help you, right? So I would tell few of the points. It will be more of a actionable points, and I would request each one of you who wants to build their online presence, they can actually note it down, right? So it will be more of a practical points which I'm just going to share. So first of all, as Nirja also said, that first of all, have an optimized profile for visibility. If you are sending a message to someone and they will see a blank canvas, they will see no banners, they will see no headline, nobody wants to connect, right? So have a professional photograph that should be having, have a professional attire and a good headshot. We're not saying just go and, capture a good photo from outside, but yeah, you can capture it from your phone, but it should be in a way where it should look more of a professional kind of a headshot, right? And also choose a LinkedIn banner that resonates with your personal brand and where you can showcase what you exactly do and what you're good at, right? Everybody cannot be good at on more than two or three things. So just try to analyze, try to give more time to yourself and find out what are the two or maybe one or two things in which you are good at and you can actually give or provide the value to others, right? Then there will be compelling headlines. So most of the people have seen that they just add that manager at this company or product manager of this company, but what value you are providing, again, that has to be there. And just give an example, if you are a technical marketing strategist, So instead of just writing technical marketing strategist at XYZ company, you can write something as a brand statement that I'm helping brands to scale with data driven campaign. That will more sound like where people wants to connect with you because they can see some of the keywords like data driven campaign. Instead of just writing marketing strategist, you are letting them know with one line how you will be delivering your best, right? Then another important section is the about section, where you can tell your professional story. It should always start with hook, and then all the story which you have done, what you were what was your accomplishment, achievements, your skills, your career vision, how you are, who you are today, right? So it must have some story, because people wants to know more about you in a storytelling manner rather than just reading it in a step by step manner. That sounds more like a resume, right? And another thing which is which people usually miss is customize your LinkedIn profile, customize your LinkedIn URL actually, right? So LinkedIn URL, when you get the initial LinkedIn URL, it's like Hina dash Aurora dash, it has some alphanumeric words. So try to remove that, and you can actually add some of the SEO keywords. For example, engineering manager Hina Aurora, for example Hina Aurora, or career growth, something that will actually resonates with you, that should have a SEO keywords. If people will start searching about you, they will, they will be easy. It will be easy for them to find you. So this is how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now the second step, which is the most important step, that how you will showcase your expertise and become a thought leader on a platform like LinkedIn, with where everyone is becoming a thought leader now, right? So now there's a point where you have to stand out and do more of a networking. Even if you are connecting with one person in a day, right? That has to be some way or the around, they will, either you can give some value to them, or either they can provide some value to you. Okay, so I would say at least connect with one person for the next 90 days, right? So you will be having a bunch of 90 people who can provide value to each other. And it's very practical that you can actually easily connect with one person, right? And I would say post regularly, start sharing your knowledge regularly, because if you'll just go with a blank canvas and say, okay, I know this thing, I know that thing, it's not it's not, you have to build the trust first. So how you'll build the trust? By not saying, by actually showcasing, right? So post regularly, talk about the industry trend, your personal career experiences, the lessons which you have learned, and use storytelling to make your post more engaging, right? Second thing which you can use is LinkedIn articles and newsletters. This is another form of LinkedIn post, but when you are having more letters, more than 6,200 letters, then you can use articles, right? And engage in a discussions. If somebody else has posted anything, engage with them in their discussion on the comment section. Maybe if you are posting, nobody will come and engage back until and unless they don't know you, right? To try to connect with those people to whom you want to connect in their comment section on. And it's not necessary that what they are saying should always align with you, and you will also always say, okay, you are saying, oh great. No, you have to actually provide some valuable and the things which you actually resonates with. For example, let's say someone is saying that Gen I is the future, and you don't think in that way. You say, Gen I maybe the future, but it will destroy many things. Over there, express what you feel is right, rather than just saying, okay, you are correct, right? So that will actually that will actually spark a engagement with that person, and maybe with more people, right? So yeah, so I think you can also share your success and failure stories, talk more about the challenges you have overcome in your career, you celebrate your achievements, your promotions, your milestone, right? So these are the things which you can actually showcase on a platform like LinkedIn. What I have seen, that people, they don't know from where to start, right? And that is the reason they are not able to start. So these are some of the practical points which I have shared with you today. I think if you will follow some of it, it will be like you can at least start with networking, having one connection in a day for next 90 days. You can optimize your profile, and then you can talking more about you on a platform and on an open platform, and you will actually attract more opportunities, right? So I think, yeah, this is few of the things which I can share with you right now, and yeah, obviously we will be covering more in future. Yeah, Ritu.
Yeah. Thank you, Hina. And that was such practical tips which you got right now, valuable tips. If you start implementing that, it is worth millions of dollars, because these are tips which otherwise you have to hire an agency, and then, they will help you and charge you a bomb. And Hina herself charges a bomb for these advice, and she's giving it for free here on this platform. So thank you, Hina, for giving so much value. And someone is asking, can you explain one connection per day? So basically, try to connect with one new person each day, right? And that's what she meant. So moving on to our next guest, Snehata. There's a very specific question I have for you. How can women navigate growth in dynamic work spaces today? Because the world is changing very fast, and we want to know how we can embrace change. So your tips on that.
Sure, sure. First of all, I'm like, very nice to hear Nirja and Hina for both the topics and the inputs they had. Now, coming to embracing change. So, I would like to say the first thing, keep in mind, start being comfortable with uncomfortable. This one mindset will help you a lot, because change is constant in the organization, in the corporate. Every day there is new disruption, new technology coming. The people are changing, the VUCA world, what we used to say earlier. So you have to start being comfortable with the uncomfortable. One story I would like to narrate here, what Nirja mentioned about her daughter, similar line, 15 years back. Okay. Drinking, like a few of my friends, they used to drink, and I used to feel little uncomfortable. Like, oh, they're drinking. So I never used to be with them with for the party, or, some celebration or something. One of my team leader that time, she told me, Sneha, you're brilliant in your work. But what, when you make faces when others are drinking, is actually, it doesn't, just one second. Huh? Yeah. It doesn't gel down well. I was not aware about this. For me, it was like, oh, it just I'm doing it. But people, the other side, they were feeling not good. And this, a small behavior will distance you from the networking, from the right people. So drinking, smoking, it is personal choice, personal habit. Okay. So we have to embrace that. Even if we are not doing, doesn't mean that we have to do. Like, Nirja rightly said, the daughter is not doing, but don't, just be there. Show that you're comfortable with it. Otherwise, you will always be kept, Arey, she's not comfortable, let her not call, and you would miss out on very, very, important discussions or the decisions which are being taken just for this small behavior or habit. So, this one example I wanted to share, because this has changed. When I changed this behavior, believe me, today I will just take a glass of alcohol, and I'll just hold it in my hand. I may not drink it also, but they feel that I'm part of it. I'm part of the group. So you don't have to go the extra mile or to the extreme to show that you're part of it. Just be there. And this one action will help you to navigate through the changes or the dynamics of the organization. Because come on, accept it. Higher management or the, powerhouse, drinking or smoking is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So let's not create that barrier. Let's break that barrier there. Second important, we are talking about networking. Yes, it is very important. But networking is not only about finding right people for, or, at the right time. It is also about knowing what is happening in the industry. Why networking is important. We may know, 10 people, 10 different powerful people. But what is the use if we don't know what we have to do next? what is the changing landscape in the organization or in the industry overall. So we need to be, like updated ourselves. What is happening and what next is coming? Like this Gen AI. So this is coming. Did any one of us, took this small webinar or class happening YouTube all across to understand what it is? We may not use it, but at least we should know what it does say. Or does it have anything for me or for my profile? Right? So those small changes and those small learnings will help you be, at the top to know, okay, these things are coming. This may be useful. This may not be useful. That is why networking is equally important. Networking not with people just, but also with what is happening in your industry and the sector. Okay. Third important, you have to identify the power skills of your domain or of your organization. But I'm using this word power skill. I'm not using hard skill, soft skill. I don't believe in soft skills. They are not soft. Without those soft skills, the hard skills are nothing. I have engineers in my organization, 70-80%. They are fabulous in their technical knowledge. But when they are asked to present one thing, believe me, they are not able to present. And the marketing guys are taking all the cream because they're very good in talking. So can you really say soft skills are soft? No, they're not. I feel they're power skills, and this is the word I have come up with. So you have to identify the power skill. So power skill communication, yes, definitely is one, but also important is, like how are you connecting with your management? The right person is looking your work. So you have to identify and start working on that. And no one else can tell you this or this. You yourself know very well what works in your organization, what doesn't work in your organization. If your organization has a growth mindset, they would encourage you to open up your mouth, like say what you have, what you think. So start opening up, identify those skills. Fourth important, don't hesitate to invest for yourself. We all of do, SIP, I'm sure. And after a few years, there is a compounding. Initially we may feel okay, it's not much growing, but after 2-3 years the compounding effect is like this. So never ever hesitate to invest in yourself, because you yourself is the best product, and moment you start investing, you will have fabulous result. I'll just give a small example. I know it's not something everyone has to do. I never used to keep hair open. Never. That was always just an example, tied up. But I did hair color this last year. I did it. I said, no, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. And it's giving me such a good compliment. People are actually, recognizing, oh, that one, that one. Small change. I'm not saying everyone has to do this, but I would have never done this 10 years back. अरे इतना पैसा कौन खर्च करेगा? But boss, am I not earning for myself? Why do I have to give a second thought when it comes to me? You have to pamper yourself. You have to invest in for your own skills. Believe me, more you're happy, you will make others happy. If you're not happy with yourself or with your own, thing, no matter what, however, how much work you do, it will never have that, appreciation from others, because you need to be happy from within. So that is my fourth tip. And important, the last one, always have a plan B. When you have to embrace change is constant. Anything can change, like people said, the layoff and all. Yes, it is real. Even though, we are sitting at a top position, we never know what the company's plan, immediately can happen. The merger can happen at the headquarter level, and that will have effect on this, at subsidiary level. Anything can happen in a day one, or, in one night. What is your plan B? And if you have that plan B ready, the change is, you can welcome it with confidence, with some satisfaction. Otherwise, you would go in a panic state. The whole idea is, whenever a change is happening, is to maintain your mindset. You won't be ready anytime. 100% no one would be ever ready. But at least you should be in the mindset that, okay, I can take it. I can face it. But for that, you need to have this stable mind. And the stable mind will come when you have something ready as a backup. And most importantly, when you know you can do it, not this company, I can perform in another company. That is why I said invest in yourself. Never ever think twice for that. Your skills are very important. So that is from my side, Ritu.
Thank you, Snelata, and very, very valid points because of the fast changing word. And like Snelata said, even I have this magic word that expect change and accept change. So that is how you can build your mindset to be always ready. And yes, invest in yourself. So when change comes, you are ready, right? Your skills, your mindset, no one can take away from you. So that is something that does not change, right? So with this stability, you can manage all kind of change. Right. Thank you so much, Snelata. That was very, very powerful points, and I hope people took notes. Moving on to our next speaker, Prerna. What advice would you give women how they can command more respect in meetings and strategic discussions?
Okay, so this one is if it's a bit of a pain point, yeah, and it's a bit of a pain point right now for me, and I'll tell you how I'm dealing with it. I would not say that I'm there and I've found the the right mix. So I moved back to India after being 11 years outside of India, December this year. Typically, how Amazon operates is that within any people manager, you can have individuals of varying tenure. So, for instance, even though I come with 15 years of experience, I have an ex CTO, I have reporting into me, I have somebody who has 35 years of experience. So, I just think of it like, okay, I was not even born possibly or I was 6 years old when they started working in the industry. So, uh, but the reasons why I am in the position where I am has got with two things, yeah, or they are sort of connected to each other. One has got to do with leadership presence, and connected to it is level of operation. Level of operation is also something which, um, okay, for instance, if you're hiring for a new role, you have the hard skills, soft skills, power skills, whichever term you want to use here. Um, and then if you have two individuals who are possibly on paper exactly at the same level, how do you make that decision of which one to hire? And it has got to do with the presence of the individual. And I think with respect to the roles that we play in our individual careers, I look at it from the perspective of I have a different role to play, and the members that I have in my team have a different role to play. And there's no hierarchy or power dynamics within. I think that mindset itself is what makes me comfortable when I am going and telling an individual who has far more experience than me that, you know what, you can do it possibly this way. But it has also got to do with how you present that idea. An individual who is an expert has a deeper level of expertise, and they have a different line of sight. So they're looking deep, they're looking down. While somebody at my level who's possibly a people manager has a different line of sight, which is a horizontal line of sight. So that's how I add value. That's how I come into the conversation and tell them that, you know what, did you think about this? Do you think something like this could work? So I think overall, in terms of level of operation, leadership presence, whatever you might call it, for me, my personal brand is I'm somebody who comes in with a lot of energy and passion, and I can just swipe everybody along with me. I think that that's something which at many times works very well. The second is clarity and candor. Uh, how you communicate the ideas that you have in your mind, are you are they able to reach the other side? How do you ensure that? I never go into meetings without preparation, even if it's 5 minutes, even if I just log off for 5 minutes or 2 minutes and jot down my thoughts, and here are they as a proof. So it has got to do with you organizing your thoughts, and it doesn't take a lot. I promise you this simple tip can be life changing, can give you that strategic presence in meetings. what do you want to say, how you want to present yourself, even thinking that in this meeting, am I going to be the mediator to bring people on the same page? Or am I going to be the challenger who would say, you know what, doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Answer these three questions for me. Or if I am presenting an idea, have I got all the data and anecdotes in place? Preparation is important. At the same time, especially to women, I would say we over prepare. So hit the right balance. Hit the right balance in killing yourself with, oh my God, I have a big meeting. I don't know how to manage it. And the fact that, do I have all the information that I need? What is my role in this meeting? When I join this meeting, what is the intent that I'm going with? If I have to present information, do I have all the information? If I'm going to disagree, do I have all the data to disagree? And if I am just there to listen and challenge, then what are the questions which I have in my mind? Um, and the last point that I would say, it has got to do with finding a win-win. Work backwards. So if it's a customer meeting, what is the customer looking for? What is win from their perspective? Am I aligned to that? Can I align to that? Or am I going to say that, you know what, let's manage expectations. This is not going to work. Or let's try to do it differently. So work backwards from the outcome of the meeting. What are you trying to achieve? Work and prepare towards getting that outcome. And I have been told that sometimes I'm like this person who goes into the meeting and it's like cut, done. And meetings are something that was supposed to be done in 1 hour is already done in 20 minutes, and everybody appreciates that, right? So it has not got to do with, so don't feel burdened by the people who are around you or by the topic which is there on the table. You can prepare yourself, get ready, get in the right mindset, and go and have a discussion. One point which I would underline here, which I already said, that when you challenge and you disagree, you're voicing something which is there in a lot of people's mind. That's also how you build your tribe. When somebody is saying something which is, so for instance, there was a meeting going on the other day and somebody said, so Amazon is 5 days RTO these days, which is a very painful experience for everyone. And we realized that there are some benefits to it. We also realized that there are some advantages to it. But then one of the leaders came into the meeting and he was being all hoo-ha about RTO. I was like, hold on, what is your commute time? In which geography do you live? What is your family size? Do you have childcare responsibilities? Do you have parental responsibilities? And that set the person possibly in a more humble mode. And I knew that everybody in the conversation possibly is thinking these things, but they are not voicing it out. So disagreement is a very important tool, which especially we as women, we don't use it as often. Please use it. It will help you. And right after that meeting, I had 6 people come up to me and tell me that actually we were thinking the same thing. I'll pause. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, especially that last example which you gave, where you have just highlighted how we can disagree when needed. So don't get intimidated by who is speaking and have an idea. I mean, you prepare. When you prepare, it is a part of the preparation where you know what is the agenda going to be and what are your thoughts about it. So when you are prepared, it's okay to disagree and you will not be taken off guard. So your disagreement will also come from a space where you've thought about it. You've thought about the all the possibilities. And yes, that's how you command respect. Respect is not about shouting and being aggressive. It is about being very, very grounded in your own thought process and yet being open to other possibilities that other people are bringing in so that you can have a healthy argument if it needs to be, or a healthy discussion leading to an outcome. Yes,
And if
Prerna.
I might just add just a small point here, that many times when we are not accustomed or we are not in a habit of disagreeing, the first few time you would do it, you would feel really emotional about it, or it would come out really strong. And I have seen that happen with people. I when I tell some of the women in my team that why don't you start practicing this, that in the next meeting I want you to raise one disagreement. So the first time that they'll do it, it'll come off really harsh. because there's so much emotion that we attach to it. And the way to counter it, once again, is organizing your thoughts. So if you are not ready to say what you want to say, or you do not have the right words to say what you want to say, it'll come out harsh, and you would then beat yourself back, and that process would stop.
Hmm.
So prepare your thoughts that this is how I'm going to challenge A, B, and C. And even when that conversation is going on, write down a few keywords that, okay, I'm not liking what is being discussed here, and then I'm disagreeing because of reasons A, B, and C, and then articulate it. So keeping that emotion out, trying to keep that emotion out, I would say.
Thank you so much. Yes, we need practice. And please be kind to yourself, even if you goof up first two, three times. It's okay. You don't beat yourself up and don't stop the process. Go talk to your boss or to a peer who is more encouraging and ask them, did it sound a bit off and how can I improve better? But don't stop the process. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this, Prerna. And moving on to our next speaker, and we are loving this conversation, and I think we might be going slightly over time, but I think we are just enjoying it too much. Yeah. So, Deepthi, a question for you. Can you share a success story where you highlight how you have successfully negotiated a big career move? And what is the role of feedback in the career growth?
Okay, before I say anything, wonderful conversations, and everybody is bringing such golden nuggets. I'm sure I'm actually adding to my notes and having a lot of takeaways. I'm sure everybody here is. So, having said that, yeah, negotiation. I don't know how good I am in this, but yeah, if I can share one of the example where I was not good, how I learned and how I got to slightly better position, right? So when I started my career, I had uh, everything was going good. My manager was appreciating my work. I was thinking that everything is going good, so I will get really good ratings, really good appraisals. And to my surprise, when it was actual year end time and I saw my results, I was like totally shocked. I was like, how can I get such a average rating when I was just thinking that I was exceeding in certain things, right? So my complete it was a misalignment. And then I realized a few things which I could have done, which I could not do, and that was negotiation. And for me, then I realized it was negotiation is nothing but a win-win situation. It cannot be two-way street. It's has to be two way sorry it has to be two-way street. It just cannot be one way. So what value I bring and what value uh, some I can get from someone else as well, because especially with women, this is very typical that we give, and we rarely ask, right? So that is where I had certain points which I tried to do it, like first is alignment. So basically when I thought that having conversation with my manager at the end, when I asked him, like, what went wrong, why I got so less an average rating, then he said, yeah, you did all things right. It was like, you did 30%, which I was thinking that you had done the job which could benefit me and the organization. 70% was something which you did, which was very good, but it was not impacting directly to the organization. So that was a big shocker to me. And then I started realizing that one of the major things which we always forget to do is an alignment, and that doesn't happen the day of appraisal cycle. It happens much more at the beginning when you start your year, right? And that is where your conversation starts on what are the goals of the organization, what are my manager goals, and does my goal, my own goal, align to my manager goal, right? And that happens with the second thing which I'm going to say is clear communication. That can only happen once you are aligned. Okay, my manager's goals, my goal, organization goals, all are aligning, right? But am I communicating what that goals are translating to, right? Okay, I say that it's aligning. Does it translate to my promotion? Does it translate to my good ratings? That communication we need to do way ahead. right? Once that clear communication is done, we go to what I call as follow up and feedback. Now, as Snehalata also mentioned about the dynamic world, right? And we think that what is set up in the start of the year will going to continue till the end of the year. But never have seen the goals remain same. They keep on evolving, and assumptions are dangerous. We cannot assume that the goals what I have set at the start of the year will be same at the end of the year. So aligning them and having regular follow up calls with feedback. Now what happens is having like follow up calls after 2 3 months will give you that interaction with your manager, where you understand if your goals remain same or they have changed, or what feedback you are getting from your manager. Most of the times we always forget that okay, feedbacks is something, ignorance is bliss, right? So we just keep on ignoring, and then we think that everything will have good consequence at the end, which is not something which is reality. So catching up the feedback and implementing and also following that whether this feedback has worked is also very important. And lastly, closure. I would say it's not last, but second last point is closure. So when actually you are getting the rating from your manager and you see uh, it's still not matched, right? And it's not meeting your expectation, how you would feel, right? But that's where the closure happens. How you're closing, is it that you are being assertive, or is it you are being aggressive? If you are closing aggressively, then forget boss, you will not even get what is coming next. So assertively closing, okay, this didn't happen this time, what were the reasons, what didn't go well, what could have been good. There are certain environmental changes where we cannot do, like organization getting into loss, no profits, nothing can be done. But what is that in our control, what we can do, right? Having that right closure and not giving up and reinitiating, which is very important. People just close and then forget it. But reinitiating again for the next year, what is the OKR and how I can you pick up that thread and still continue. Because some may think, why I should do so much, why can't it be like right at the start of the year and just finish it off? No, that doesn't happen. That's where the negotiation is, because it's win-win situation. It's not just you benefiting, but it's also the other person, and we might have to regularly communicate till we achieve. And there will be, I'll tell you, there will be, after doing all of this, still you will not get success. And that is where Snehalata said plan B works. Plan B is, things are not working here, what can I do next? Should I stay here, or should I pursue this opportunity where my skills are appreciated and where I can get better opportunities? So that's how I negotiate and get things done. Hope that helps. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, Deepti. And the crux of it, what I understood is align, ask, realign, and then realign with your values and your goals as well. So if you need a plan B, please go ahead for plan B as well. Awesome. Thank you so much for these practical tip, Deepti. So quickly, we'll get to the last section, and I'll just request all the speakers to very quickly give one closing thought, one powerful piece of advice for women who want to 10x their success in 2025 and beyond. I'll start with Prerna. Quick advice.
Okay. I think there are a couple of questions I ask myself, and I would also ask people to ask themselves. One is, do you think that you have a long way to go? If you think that you have a long way to go, then you would find ways to basically translate it in action. If you yourself feel that I am stuck because this happened to me, because my education background is like, and let me even, I'll try to be as short as I can, but let me tell you this story, right? I come from not a very glorified academic background. I did my engineering from a tier two institute. I did my MBA from a tier two institute. And last year, when I was in the UK, I went to attend a course at Cambridge University, yeah. And I was sitting with possibly the brightest minds across the world, and I realized I was still the smartest in the room. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come from. There are things that are there in your past which would hold you back, and some of these things Ritu has helped me deal with. which is also, a call to action possibly over here. If you think that you are being held back for something by something which happened in the past, resolve it. It is as simple as that. And then it translates to question number 2, which is, do you like people or do you fear them? And I can I can tell you this, that looking at everybody around me in my team at Amazon, I mean, I've worked with people who are from MIT, Stanford. I have IITians and IIM folks within my team, and there is no reason why, I there's no logical reason on paper why I should be leading them and not the other way around. But that reason is, for me, which was also a transformation, that I actually like people. I really like them. So for me, when we talk about networking, it's a very organic conversation. So I had somebody on my floor who talks very loudly. And he usually, when he's walking, I sit in a corner, and then in his talk time, he just keeps on walking around me, and I tell him to hold back. So the other day I went to him and I told him that, you were speaking about this topic A, B, and C. Let's have a coffee and let's chat. Let's chat about it. So it was as simple as that. I mean, I I genuinely like that, he gets so engrossed in his conversations when he's talking to other people. So I think that's one difference. And I hate to say this because especially in the tech world, I come across a lot of folks who are introverts, and I know it's very difficult for them to, just let go of it and then raise above it. And I come back to the same point, that keeping your own boundaries has got nothing to do with disliking people. So do you like other people? If you have not found a reason to like somebody that you want to work with, you got to find it.
Yeah, that's a very, very strong point. That's a very valid point because we are always surrounded by people. Life is about connecting with other human beings. And if there are barriers which hold us back, mostly there are mindset barriers and belief systems, please work on them, right? You can disagree with people, you can agree with people, but genuinely liking other human beings and able to create those connections is the most beautiful gift we all have. And as women, we actually are naturally aligned with it, right? So that is a superpower. We should just bring it up. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. Snelata, same point for you. One powerful tip for 10x success 2025 and beyond.
Two tips, sorry Ritu, but I would like to share it. The first important is stop doubting yourself. If the opportunity has come to you, you were meant for that. So this playing less over, less confident, less courageous. No, no. Seeing that, other person, he or she was more powerful, they would have done it better. This mindset, remove it. Something has come to you, that means you are better. And always see in that frame that if a given situation, aren't you the best person to take a decision, in the well-wishing of everyone? The other person would have been a little more selfish. So if opportunity has come to you, embrace it. Don't doubt yourself. Very first important thing, right? And second, which is very difficult, but if you start doing it, it will really help you. Delete all the unwanted energies every day before you go to sleep. When I'm saying unwanted energies, the bad comment of your work, something which is hurting you, something which is bothering you, negative comments from the relative, from the friend, from the boss, and this, please delete it. They comment, they forget. We keep storage here. And that stops us actually. We are much, much, much more productive than actually what we are doing. But that thought, array, this person told this about me. This friend told me, this and that. Remove it if you can. Believe me, it's an ongoing process. It is again not, one day process. Every day you have to delete the trash from your system. And once you start doing it, you will find your new self every new day. So, two tip, stop doubting yourself. You are the best. You are chosen one for that opportunity. That is why it is coming to you. And second, delete the unwanted energy. These two things, you will go a long way.
Awesome. Very powerful tip. The world is there to doubt you. You don't add one more person to it. Be one less person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. So going on to Hina, please share your one powerful tip for 10x success.
Sure. So I'll be also sharing two tips. One is, don't wait to be perfect. Nobody is perfect and we just wait कि नहीं अभी मैं इस चीज में perfect हो जाऊंगा तो मैं ये start करूंगा. I would say take that opportunity and keep learning. When I started creating content on LinkedIn, I was actually learning in public. I was having the interviews and I was reading about those topics and then sharing it as a draft and post. So one is that, and second one is don't procrastinate. Today we are in a meeting, sub energy में आ जाएंगे, everybody will be like yes आज तो कुछ करना ही है, and from tomorrow again Monday will come, फिर Monday blues आएंगे and people will feel कि ठीक है वो तो सुन लिया हो गया कर लेंगे. So take action today, don't procrastinate. Yeah, so I think that's other 2 points.
Awesome, awesome. So action and start before you are ready. Yeah, very, very important tips. I hope everyone will implement this, and we will tell you just towards the end of the session how we can help you actually act fast, and remove your blocks. Yeah, so moving on to Deepti, your powerful tip for 10x success in 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, before I talk about my tip, I would like to add to Snehalata's point on self doubt. I was just watching this YouTube video of American secret agent who interviews criminals who actually shot down people like randomly, right? And then she found out that she asked them like, on what basis you are killing people? Like, how do you choose people to kill, right? And to her surprise, it was like, they had someone who like someone walking at the street, someone who's confident and not bothered about anything and very focused. They were not touching them. They were actually killing people who were kind of in their own, like, self doubt, not having confidence, just like, their shoulders are dropping off and then they are walking like that. That amazed me like anything, and that I realized that how important they become prey. So being have in that position, you are a prey to the world, right? And we don't want to be a prey. So definitely it changed my perspective. So definitely we need to remove self doubt. If anybody in the room is having self doubt, please try to work on that. It is definitely not going to help you, and you become prey to someone higher authority who or someone who's like, mentally not strong, can harm you. So that is one thing. And from my side, one tip I would like to give is invest in yourself. I think Snehalata already brought up investing in yourself. But like she shared example how she colored her hair, right? And definitely investing in yourself, self care, buying clothes and all, one is something which makes you confident. The other thing is on the skills. Traditionally many Indians think that knowledge is free, right? We can invest in good products, but when it comes to knowledge, it should come free, right? But what I have learned over time is like what takes you here in your career, and we are talking about 10x career, right? Won't take you to what you want to, where you want to. Like the same strategies, same things will not take you ahead, right? For that reasons I started investing not only in myself but having investing in a good mentor or a coach. One is that everyone should have mentor within your organization or within what you do as a domain, and one, you need to have a mentor or a coach who's outside of your domain as well, where they can help you, guide you, and show you as a third person what you're lacking and also help you take action. Because at one point of stage I was very stuck and I wouldn't take actions, right? But my coaches helped me to take certain actions. And initially, mentoring and coaching was free, but then now it is paid. But that is the investment you need to make, because they are also spending time with you and giving you time and giving their accountability to you. And that's where that transaction happens. Right now we just need to think, come out of that old traditional thinking and start investing on these kind of things, because we are talking about 10x, right? That they will definitely help you grow much more faster than what you are currently growing, right? So that is what I would like to say and close. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Deepti. That was a powerful tip. And yes, that is the difference between growing at 1x or 2x or going to the 10x level. 1x, 2x, yes, there is a lot of gyan all over the internet. We all know that. We all also give gyan on the internet. But unless you have a step by step process, you cannot achieve the 10x success. So I'll just take 5 minutes and then I'll open the group for Q&A. I'll just take 5 minutes to tell you about the program that we have just launched. And all these mentors here, they have been very kind to share their insights about what it is needed to grow. So we have included all those things in this program that we have launched, and we are calling it Career Accelerator for Women. It is a group coaching program, 3-month group coaching program. And this is what we understood from our conversations with the mentors and with other women, aspiring women professionals, that building credibility, visibility, better negotiation skills, emotional regulation, these are the top 3 skills people want to learn in order to grow their career 10x. And followed by building confidence, navigating all office politics, and becoming a better team player and leader. But the problem is, there is a glass ceiling. Now, we all know, have heard the word glass ceiling, but I call the real glass ceiling, which is your mindset, your limiting beliefs, your fears, your inability to prioritize yourself. That is the real glass ceiling which holds women back, especially women, because it's a women oriented program, and it is very real for women. So the outside glass ceiling we can still fight, but the internal glass ceiling, if we don't fix that, chances are very less that you can achieve 10x success. So this is what we think is the secret to success: coaching, accountability, and repetition. So when we are trying to change, it is difficult to change your own thoughts and beliefs and patterns, because we cannot really look at our own shadows and we can't look at our own blocks. So we need held coaching, we need a step by step process. Plus, we need accountability, because every day we might not have the same motivation, the self doubt may come up. So you need a system where there is accountability, there is hand holding, and there are people holding you, accountable to whatever you need to do. Plus repetition. So we have been repeating the same self doubt in our head for years. Now we need to replace it with more empowering beliefs and repeat that over and over and over again. That is how new neural pathways get formed, and that is how you actually change. So, how is this different? There are, yes, I'm sure you've heard of other programs, and there are so many of them available online as well, because of the framework. So we have included 3 important things in our framework: the mindset, the strategy, the action. Now, only telling you what to do, most programs just tell you what you need to do. So that is the strategy, but they don't help you with the mindset, why you are not able to do what you're supposed to do. Because a lot of the blocks in the mindset don't allow you to implement those tips. Plus, the bigger goals need to be broken down into small, actionable steps. So, we help you with all these 3 things. We help you with the right mindset, we give you the right strategy, and we also help you break down your bigger picture into small action points, which then, when you implement with guidance and accountability, that's when you achieve 10x success. So in just 3 months, this is what you can see as an outcome. You will have 10x clarity. You will be able to remove the mindset block. You will be able to reprogram your subconscious mind so that you see opportunities. Right now, you see threats, but you start to see opportunities. You get clarity on your big, hairy, audacious goals. Then you have 10x energy when you are able to regulate your emotions, when you are able to manage your energy using the beta framework. I'll be talking about this in the program later. And you can do less and achieve more. So most of the women get in the trap that I have to do more without alignment. So when you are aligned, you actually don't have to do too much, you have to do aligned action. And that is how you can say goodbye to stress, anxiety, and burnout. Plus, you also build 10x credibility. When you have clarity, when you have more energy, it is easy to build clarity, it is easy to build credibility with the right narrative about yourself. You build on your strengths, you collaborate, you network, and you learn how to self advocate for yourself without being blowing your trumpet. So you learn all these things, and they come from a deep space of confidence in yourself, not just out of this aggressive need to talk about yourself all the time, but from a deeper understanding of your goals and your alignment. And that is how you become a better negotiator as well. You learn negotiation skills as well. Because for negotiation, the first thing you need to negotiate is with yourself what you believe about you, right? So that is the first negotiation, your own self-worth. And most of us negotiate very poorly at that level, and that is why our external negotiations are also not very powerful. So that is something you will achieve at the end of 3 months. And finally, you will be able to take action because you have a clear roadmap. Most of us fall into procrastination because there is no clarity, there are no action steps. So after we have clarified our goals, after we have broken down those goals into actionable step, you are able to take inspired action, not just randomly doing many things, but taking inspired action. So this is what the program will include. It will have 12 live sessions from experts in mindset. It will have self-paced modules which will be recorded where you can understand the concepts at your own pace. Plus there will be weekly sessions, live session to reprogram your subconscious mind. There will be exclusive industry expert sessions from all these experts present here where you can even ask them direct questions, and they will be very specific masterclass like sessions. Plus you will have the support of community, everyone who's working towards the same goal. So when you surround yourself with other high powered ambitious women, that is when your energy also grows. Plus you will also get, after 3 months, 1 extra month of support. So this is the broad structure. Anyone who wants more details, I'll be happy to share with you after the call. You can connect directly with me. So this is the panel of experts, and as you can see, within these 6 people, including me, we have more than 100 years of experience, right? So you have a choice. Either you can spend next 3 4 years figuring out your career, or you can get this 100 years of experience and fast track your career growth in just 3 months. So that is a huge choice you have. And at the end of this program, you will also get a certificate of completion. You will get a 10x mindset, leadership mindset certificate, which you can add to your CV. And that is your, that's one way of showing your organization that you are putting your own effort in growth and you are bringing that value. Like Deepti and Snehata also mentioned, when you add value to yourself and you bring it to your organization, that's how you build more credibility and more visibility in your organization. So quickly coming to the program fees. So originally the fees of this program is 50,000 for 3 months, but right now we are giving a 30% discount because it's International Women's Month. So this entire month the discount is available, and it is available for 35,000. You can apply for this program. I will share the application link in the WhatsApp group, and once you apply, I'll reach out to you personally and we'll see if we are the right fit for each other, right? So thank you so much, everyone, for hearing this. If you have any questions from the panel for the discussion or for this program, now the house is open for Q&A.
Ritu, I missed giving my last piece of
Oh,
advice.
did you? Yeah,
Not
then
an issue.
that's good. That's good that people are now waiting for it. Now, please.
Not at all. And my last piece of advice was ask for what you want. And here I'm asking to give some piece of advice here, right? It is very important for everyone to ask for what they want. And I will give you a couple of stories very quickly in this before you can, ask other questions about the program or anything else that we discussed. What's the worst that can happen when you ask? Because most of the time in our heads, like, we judge ourselves and the other person's response to whatever we want to ask for. But what is the worst? The worst is that your ask will be declined. That's all. There can't be anything worse. They're not going to come and throw you out of the room, out of the organization, or kill you or anything of that sort. The best case scenario is that you might get what you asked for or something even better. And quick two stories. At the very beginning of my career, and I was a very meek, timid, shy girl, and people don't believe it now, but yes, I was. I got a job at this company called Sonata, and I was still studying at NIT. I had about 9 months more of the course to finish. And most of us who got into Sonata at that time with a contract assignment had, our studies also going. And we had to work in shifts, right? Now, it was very difficult for me to work in shifts because I also had my studies and the classes and all of that. Very first role, meek, timid, shy girl, didn't know what to do. but people would kill to get that kind of opportunity. And I'm talking 1992. Yeah, really ancient. 1992, right? You're still studying, and here's your break in the tech world. So I went and spoke to my skip level manager. I mean, I didn't ask for anything. I just said that it's very difficult for me to work in shifts. So I really don't know how to do this. I would like to do this, but I can't work in shifts because of my NIIT schedules. And everybody said, what are you going to get out of it? Like Max, she'll come and say, okay, you finish your course and come back. I mean, that's standard answer, right? You finish it and come back. If there's an opportunity, we'll hire you. But 2 days later, she came back to me and she said, we're making an exception for you. We're not going to make you work in shifts. We'll give you a dedicated computer. Why were we working in shifts? Because computers were scarce. Okay, so same computer, mornings one person would work, afternoon another person would work. And she said, we are making an exception. We'll give you a dedicated computer. You come in whenever, you go whenever. As long as you finish the work that's given to you for the week by that Sunday, and you do it to the quality standards that we have set for everybody in the team. And can you imagine? I mean, I just killed myself working and studying. I know that. But that 3 month contract assignment stretched to 9 months. And in 9 months, I'd finished my NIIT course. I had topped it. And I got a permanent job at Sonata, like everybody else. But most of them who had not negotiated this or asked for this actually took a break from studies and could never go back to it. So that's the very first career story. Much later in my career, more recent one, I was heading the jobs for her foundation. And some of you might know the number one coach, Marshall Goldsmith, right? He has written a book along with somebody else, How Women Rise. And like Deepthi said, what brought you here will not take you ahead. And How Women Rise is a powerful book, and some of you would like to read it, about the 12 habits of women, right? He had come to launch the book in Bangalore. And there was an event, and I wanted to attend the event, but these events are very pricey. So yes, we have to invest in ourselves. But I was thinking, okay, will I get a free pass and all that stuff? So I went into the office, Jobs for Foundation office, and I saw the book sitting at my table. So I asked, somebody, hey, how come the book is here? And they said that Neha Bagaria, the founder of Jobs for Her, has been invited to speak at that event, and hence we got a few free copies. So I said, hey, can I get an entry to the event? Because Neha is speaking, maybe we'll get a few free passes for the event. And she told me, the person who was sitting next to me, all passes taken. I'm sorry. After a while, Neha called me to her room and she said, hey, I heard that you wanted to attend the event. The free passes are all gone away. But you know what? I'm very busy today. So how would you like to take up the speaking opportunity and go and represent me at the event? And there I was at the event, listening to Marshall Goldsmith and sitting next to him and having a conversation, the rest of the world hearing me, right? So ask for what you want and you never know what you get. Thank you.
Wow, that was like, okay, that was like some story and very, very, very inspiring. Thank you so much, Nirja, for giving us that, we don't have any excuse now. After hearing those two stories, we really literally cannot make any excuse.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for the
Ritu, even I would like to add some story on top of it. So when I was giving an interview in Geo, I was giving it for an engineering manager role, but one round didn't, went well, and I've been hired as a SD3. And while even, entering into the organization, I connected with my manager, or the 2B manager, and I told him that this is my career aspiration, and for the next 6 months, this is what I am targeting. Maybe I wasn't able to clear the interview for engineering manager role, but the day I entered into the organization, I started working closely with my engineering manager, and like I joined in September and I got promoted in April, in the next appraisal cycle only, right? So yeah, I think it's same, like ask for it and show it, right? Give like एक step आगे बढ़ के काम करना पड़ेगा, and if you don't ask for it, people will not know na ki what you are exactly looking for.
Exactly, exactly. And just assuming that, okay, I am doing my work and they just know. No, I just make a joke about it. Everyone is busy looking at their mobiles. They are not looking at you. So you have to, be in that notification where
Yeah.
people can, see that what you are doing. And they
Right.
know very clearly that you are expecting that promotion, that you really want it and you will go for it. That is your commitment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the house is open for questions. Please take the advantage. We have such amazing speakers all in one stage. So go ahead, ask your questions, guys. Ask anything. Today we are just having a amazing time over here.
I didn't say
Hello,
ask. Ask.
can I ask something,
Yes,
please?
please go ahead.
Okay. Well, let me just introduce myself quickly. I know you all are very young and dynamic people here, and I am a retired teacher.
Awesome.
I retired last year as a teacher of commerce. And after retirement, I realized that I had enough energy and enthusiasm, and I wanted to do something. So I started with courses of, I am now doing uh, a course on life coaching. I thought that is the best. I thought about many things, and then I took up life coaching. So I'm doing with Success Gyan life coaching, and I'm doing coaching certification. So I've reached the third stage of my training. Now I wanted to know how your program can help me in, because as such, I this is a second career I'm going to build it, and I'm not going to work with any organization. I'm going to be on my own to help out people. And of course, this visibility and credibility, what you all talked about, it was really amazing, and it really hit a note in me somewhere. So now, is your program only for people who are working in a corporate sector, in organizations, or it could help people like me who have to now do something on their own, who already completed one career and now want to do something else, take up another second career on top of it?
Thank you so much for asking that question. And yes, I would say that right now this program is targeted for women who are in corporate careers and ideally in the 5 to 10 years of experience because it's designed for that kind of work. But for you, I would say let's connect directly and let's see how we can work together and if we can create something for you. And I'm sure you are, Vese, attached with Success Gyan. They are one of the leaders in that space. So
Okay.
there must be a lot of mentoring happening there as well. But I'll be happy to talk to you offline and share my experience of a coaching business, and maybe that will help you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. How do I connect with you on which numbers, and how do I get your number? How do I get
I
in
have
touch with you?
posted everyone's LinkedIn profile. Did people see that? I was posting all the speakers' LinkedIn profile. Let me repost it. And you can connect with all of us, in fact. And Nirja
Okay.
also is a coach, by the way. She's also a very senior coach. So you can connect with both of us also and see
Okay.
how we can, add value in terms of your particular situation, right?
I don't have a LinkedIn account, though I have a Instagram and Facebook account. I still don't have an LinkedIn account.
Okay.
If
Is
you're on
it
the WhatsApp group, then all our numbers are there.
Yeah,
yes,
WhatsApp group. Yeah, there. Are you part of the WhatsApp group, right?
I got this from my daughter, who is maybe of your age and your age
Okay.
group,
This is
and
my
she
WhatsApp number.
forwarded it to me. She
Awesome. That's
forwarded it
great.
to me.
So this is my WhatsApp number. Those who are not connected with me can
Yeah.
connect with me and I'll add you to this group. So we have a WhatsApp group. If you have come directly without the WhatsApp group, then this is my number. You can DM me and I will help you connect with all the speakers as well.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. So others, any
So I do
question?
have a question. This
Yeah.
is Surya, by the way. So I would like to know how would we showcase our leadership presence in the organization? Um, Maybe most of the times we may not get a chance to speak out, but how should I look for the ventures where I can look for what I can look for where I will be getting noticed with the leadership?
So how to create basically opportunities for yourself to get noticed?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
Nirja, would you like to take that question?
Okay, I'll quickly take it and then others can add. So there is going to be some meeting, in the organization that keeps happening, right? One of the quick tips that I can give is land up at the meeting a little early. Okay. Don't go, on time or after time. As you
Yeah.
said, you have to show up and show up well, right? When you go a little early, there'll be 2 people, 3 people who would have kind of come. And doesn't matter how senior, junior they are, it really doesn't matter because uh, showcasing and rebuilding visibility is with everyone around you. Networking is with everyone around you. So when you go a little early to these meetings, could be your team meetings, could be to the town halls, you will find those 2 or 3 people with whom you can start a conversation. And yes, you have to leave your comfort zone. You need to have a good way to introduce yourselves and then, start and continue the conversations. But that's a very quick way of presenting yourselves, because then you are only 2, 3 people, and yeah, you will talk, right? You will not get lost in a group. And later on, I'm sure with Ritu's program, you will know how to kind of, even in a group, make your presence felt. But here is a good quick start. Secondly, put up your hands to volunteer for anything. I mean, there are tons of initiatives that run in organizations. Women's Day, I'm sure there'll be something running. There'll be something doing the people want to do for CSR, people wanting to do for something or the other. There are a lot of ERGs that may be happening. I don't know how big your organization is. Put up your hand to say, I will volunteer for this, I will kind of coordinate this and all of that. That's the second way of quickly building visibility. Of course, there are other ways, but this is a quick one. And please add to this. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add to Neeraja great points. And one thing is like asking questions. You can at least prepare for one question and you can ask in the bigger forums. Like I think Surya, you already did that by asking question today. So that itself is creating visibility that we get to know you, right? But having that in a bigger forums also, that gives good recognition and visibility. And you can prepare one question in bigger meetings as well. So that is what I have done. So just wanted to give that as a tip.
Yeah, that thank you for very quick tips. And
I
let me
would, yeah,
I want
I
to
would like to add one point. So when I was, in the phase where I wanted to become an engineering manager, so what I have done, I have asked my manager that I would run a weekly or a monthly meeting. Actually, it was a monthly meeting where everyone will join from the organization, and we will showcase what we are delivering in this month. Right. So I was also a part of it. My team was also a part of it, and any other, team who are delivering was a part of it, right? So everyone was showcasing what they are delivering, what they are, going to take it to the production. And that is how I started this monthly, meetings where people started knowing me. This is the first thing. And second thing, so I was hired for a Bangalore location, and within 3 months they asked us to relocate, and I stay in Gurgaon. So I just thought कि ठीक है join कर तो लिया है but बुलाएगा तो कोई है नहीं. But within 3 months they asked कि नहीं, now you have to relocate to Bangalore. So I advocate for everyone who are from north. And I collected the I created a Google form and collected all the data who wants to start working from Gurgaon. So they didn't have office for Geo Health Hub for my particular team. So I connected with my CTO directly and asked him that we want to work from home, so not work from home but work from north. Any space in Delhi NCR, and there are 20 plus 30 plus people who wants to work from here. So within 6 months he arranged everything for us in Gurgaon. So I think advocating not for yourself, but for your community, for your team will help you and showcase you as a leader.
I'm sorry. I'm just butting in. I'm very sorry. But Surya, this is my bad habit. Okay. I love to connect with people. I love people, like Prerna said, and I love to connect with people. So I tried to find you on LinkedIn, and I think I found you. I tried to send you a LinkedIn request, and it's not a dig at Surya. This is for all of us. Okay. And I see that you have a need for me to know your email ID to connect with you. Okay. Now, you may have a reason for it, but then you're making it very difficult for people to connect with you. So what I'm trying to say is that let's be open. If you want people to connect with you and you want to connect with people, you have to make ways for that. All right. And even in your organization, you need to make a way of people for people to come and say hello to you and for you to go and say hello to you. If I'm always going to be sitting in a closed cubicle and there's a guard there, people will get intimidated and not come to you, right? So when you want to build visibility and showcase yourselves, you have to allow people to have conversations with you. And this was just a quick one. So I don't know why you've kept that, and many people will keep that. I mean, there are many layers of security we can keep, and we do need to. I'm not denying it, because the digital world is very bad. While LinkedIn is a professional platform, you have all kinds of people even on LinkedIn. But then people, when we walk on the road also, we are prone to accidents, but we walk on the road. We drive. we take our safety precautions and we go, right? So
Yes.
please enable for
Thank
people
you,
to
Nirja, for
meet you and
bringing this. I didn't know that. Maybe it is somehow the setting. I'll
yeah,
just
yeah, I'm
go
just
back.
letting you know. And it's not
Yeah,
a
thank you
bad
for
thing,
yeah.
but the best, the highest of people, Hina, I think we can connect with you, right? 250,000, we can connect with you. So really, let's keep our doors open. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you. Thanks for bringing this. I didn't know this one that I have kept it setting now. Okay, I'll remove it. Thanks. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for all the leaders to share that tip. And that's very important because sometimes unknowingly we, do these things, and sometimes knowingly also we have these barriers, especially women. See, we all are on LinkedIn, and I'm sure we all have got those silly messages as well. But that should not stop us from connecting with genuine people. There are ways to block people if they are creepy, but don't let it impact you from reaching out and showing up. Yeah. Awesome. Arini, you have a question. Please go ahead.
Yes. So first of all, my name is Arini Ghosh. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. I think I've taken notes, and there's definitely one thing I'm going to implement from all of what each of you have said, and I'm going to personally connect with all of you on LinkedIn. Okay, so just a little bit about myself and what I'm looking for. All right, so I am a management graduate. I've been working in the banking and finance industry for over 20 years. I have been in leadership positions. I've managed people, and it's because I was good with people that somewhere along the line, when I used to work with Accenture, I was called out that, what do you do well here? Can you come and talk to our other guys? And that's how my journey of, things with people skills started. So today I'm an image consultant. So, people image, external image, and obviously your, self image and stuff and all of that. So, but all of this has happened now because I moved to Bangalore because of a few years of situational issues. Some things that all of you have shared, situational issues happened. So now I've kind of launched out as an image consultant on my own. So, what I want to do right now is I want to build on my strengths, which I have. And clearly, I'm looking at, I think there's strengths, value that everybody else has to offer. So, what I'm really looking for is collaboration, of course, networking. I've just published an article on network image management, your key to networking success. So, I do have some skills, but there are so many skills in the contemporary world that I don't have. And I don't think I want to learn everything. I want to collaborate because I'm at a position point where I've been practicing this as an individual contributor for the last, year or two. But I quickly want to scale up too. So I'll need to use different skills and different people. So I'm really looking at collaborating in some ways. So, you know, any value that uh, you'll be able to offer. I mean, Nirja is obviously the senior most here, and she can definitely add a lot of value. But like Prerna, for instance, I mean, I really, really value some of the things that you said. So I'm building a course right now on what we call, I won't call it executive presence. I will call it elevate your presence so it can be for more people. And a lot of input from you will be, I would really, really appreciate, because some of the challenges that you have faced is something that I want to build as a part of my program too. So, maybe at an individual level, I will reach out to you, and Ritu, perhaps maybe you can help me, uh, put it together as to how I can take this forward, because, women are power, and I definitely, the power of community and women is what I want to, uh, take from here. So, Nirja, maybe any input from you specifically? Otherwise, I will definitely connect with
Yeah, it's
everybody
great
one
that
on
you
one.
asked for what you want, and it's
Sure.
important. And as I said, what's the worst that can happen? The worst is
Right.
they will say no, but we are not going to say
Right.
no.
Right.
Please feel free to connect on LinkedIn or WhatsApp, and
Sure.
we can see
Sure.
what synergies are possible, what collaborations are
Sure.
possible, and what
Sure.
thoughts can be exchanged, and we'll take it
Right.
from there. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank
Like
you.
Nirja said,
Thank you.
exactly. Let's connect all of us and we can connect directly, and definitely
Wonderful.
the space we are creating where women can connect with each other, you know.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So anyone else has any question and specific questions to any of the speakers? for all the tips that we have shared. Otherwise, we will wrap it up because we've already spent more time. I have taken all your valuable time, especially the speakers, and everyone has their own other commitments as well, I'm sure. So I'll just take a moment to thank you, all the speakers, Nirja, Deepti, Snelata, Prerna, Hina. Thank you so much for being here with me. And thank you so much for being connected with me over a period of time where we've had these conversations, how we can add more value to women, how we can be those role models which women lack, how we can bring more awareness around these issues. And thank you so much for taking out this time. And I'm sure we will be having more such talks, even one on one and in the groups as well, where we can keep adding value. And definitely, this program is one way where you can connect with all of us and get very, very, action oriented steps, which will be also given in a environment where there is hand holding. So before I close, if any of the speakers would like to say something, please.
I think the only thing I'll say is take action, because we kind of have an overdose of information and learning and entertainment, and it was a power packed session. I mean, Ritu, hats off to you for bringing us together and being very courageous to launch this on a Sunday, heading into a very busy Women's Month, I'm sure. But if each of us can take at least one action out of these 2 hours that we have invested in all of us, I think that's most important. Take some action. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so thank you, everyone. So I'll close this call. Prerna, you want to say something? You want to add something?
I just wanted to say thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to be yeah to you organize this, brought everybody in the same place, and I believe for all of us in the panel as well as the audience, there was lots to learn. And as Nija is saying that yeah, having the right intent is one thing, and possibly this call was setting that intent for most of the people over here, but following it up with an action is even more important. So I have had a wonderful time with Ritu before, and she has helped me a lot. And yeah, highly recommend taking that intent to action is what I would like to say. And very nice meeting everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Other speakers, just quickly
Yeah,
say.
I would like to add one thing. See, there is a saying, you are average of 5% you're with. Okay, so you have to choose your community. You have to choose the people you want to be around and be like them. So networking is one step. Another step is, be with the like-minded woman who wants to grow, who wants to 10x their career, right? So that is why take action and choose with whom you want to be. That's my message.
Thank you. Thank you, Snelata. Dipti?
In fact, yeah, I think thank you to you, Ritu, for organizing this. But what you have done is what I would like to say, right? We always, as women in corporate at least, we have male role models, right? And there are very few female role models. And today I was able to visualize, like, a platform where there were so many role models, right, at one place. And this is rare sight. And those who have come, I'm sure they would have done or had a lot of takeaways. And of course, like Neeraja said, without action nothing happens. So I would say follow it up with the speakers. If you wanted to ask questions, somebody missed it, follow it up with Ritu if there was any questions on whatever she shared. So yeah, I think definitely this was great experience, and thank you, Ritu, for doing.
Thank you, Dipti. Hina, any closing words from you?
Yeah, Ritu, first of all, thank you. And I think initially I joined as a speaker, but meanwhile, मैं ऐसे खो जा रही थी कि I was, listening to everyone and, getting key points from everyone. So yeah, just, want to say thank you for organizing this panel. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, all the members who joined also, because seeing everyone here on a Sunday, like Nija said, it was not even bold for me, it was bold for you also to show up. It's a success because all of you also showed up. And yes, I think it's a great start to this commitment that we have made today. And let's keep showing up and keep taking it forward with action. Thank you so much and have a good day. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks
Ritu. Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.